All right, Dale Little here with Rescue American Ministries, and I thought I was going to get ready and do get back into my um, commentaries I've been doing. I've on end times. I've been at it for a few years now, and started way back in the Book of Joel, and gone through a number of books in the Old Testament, New Testament, and then passages, chapters out of other books. We got to Revelation, and boy, just everything slowed down. It seemed like equipment, not being able to upload video for some reason, one thing after another. And so I thought I was going to get ready to do that. That's what I was preparing to do here. And but I keep getting these messages on my social media. And I did a series on this just recently, but I just I can't let it go without some comment. He gets us. That's such an obvious statement. He gets us, yes, absolutely. He being Jesus Christ. But some of the things that, in the book, I just wonder if they get him or not. I read about this. Well, first I kept seeing it come up in like a lot of us. Well, what is this? Just little clips, here and there in social media. And I looked it up. Who was behind this? And it was a diverse group of people, I was told, and this is what I read. And from what I read, not all of them are even Christians. But they're going to tell us what Jesus is like, the Jesus of the Bible. That's, he gets us. Let me read something, just a little excerpt here. We simply want everyone to understand the authentic Jesus as he's depicted in the Bible. That's not what you get from this book. I'm afraid not. And though you may see religious people as often hypocritical, judgmental, know that Jesus saw that too and didn't like it either. Instead, Jesus taught and offered radical compassion and stood up for the marginalized. That wasn't what I was looking for. Here it is. We're simply inviting you to explore with us, and he gets us, how might things be different if more people followed his example. They do not capitalize his like most people do nowadays when you're talking about deity, God or Jesus. His example and his message. We're also here to support and listen to you, but nothing about needing to be saved, nothing about really following him that closely, and nothing about taking up your cross. We're simply inviting you to explore with us, and he gets us, how might things be different if more people followed his example and his message. Well, that's true, but the problem is man can't just follow without his help and direct intervention. Okay, let's let me read a couple of things on the back right quickly. This will grab your attention, I'm sure. To me, this is just a packaging of what Chuck Colson used to call the hot tub religion. That's pretty much what it is. Listen to this. This is the Jesus that they say they found in the Bible. Jesus was human like us, experiencing the same sadness, frustrations, and longings we do today. In fact, experiencing what we experience is one of the reasons he came to earth in the first place. This on the back of the book here, and I've highlighted. He gets us. So nothing about that he came to die for our sins. But he came to earth to experience what we were experiencing. Wow. Okay, here's another one. You might be feeling lonely today, maybe misunderstood, tired of politics, weary of work, wondering if there's more to life. Well, if that's true, you're not going to get much help here, I'm telling you. Or maybe you've been having a blast today, or lately, yeah, and wonder if you'd have to give up fun to follow Jesus. And in the parentheses, it says hint. Jesus loved a good party. Jesus loved a good party. He gets us. But these people behind this does definitely not get him. And they talk about in the book, one place, well, even one of their ads that just came out on social media, just the last day or so, talked about how exclusive or inclusive Jesus was, that he never excluded anyone at his table. And evidently, it talked about so many times that Jesus eating, having meals in the Bible, he must love to eat. Well, I tell you, he was here on earth for, what, his ministry, excuse me. His ministry was 3 years. That was a lot of meals. I don't know about you, but I usually eat 3 times a day. That's a lot of meals in 3 years. I don't think what you'll find in the Bible to be anything excessive, like, oh boy, he loves to eat. Talk so much about it in the scriptures here. But 3 times a day, actually, if you consider that, it mentions very little. And it says something about, he invites everybody to his table. Well, let me tell you where his table is at. You'll find his table. Jesus didn't have a bunch of money to go around throwing parties and inviting all people to come. No, he was usually invited by someone else. He went to their gatherings. They weren't necessarily parties, but they were gatherings. His table, they said he never excludes anyone, and he invites everyone to come. That's the Jesus of the Bible. He invites everyone to come to his table. Well, here's his table in Matthew chapter 26. I'll start with verse 20 or 19. And the disciples did as Jesus had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now, when the even was come, he sat down with the, how many? 12. And as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Is it I? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. So here's Jesus. Of course, that's Judas Iscariot. Here's Jesus at his table. That's his table. I'd say he's very exclusive. Only 12 were invited to come and sit and have that Last Supper with him. There's another ad they're going around trying to say that, and by the same group, he gets us, trying to say that everybody is your neighbor. Who is my neighbor? The man asked in the Bible. And Jesus told the parable of the Good Samaritan. And they say, well, according to the Jesus, he was teaching that everybody was our neighbor. No, he did not. The man that he came in contact with, the people he came in contact with, the people we come in contact every day, yes, those are considered our neighbors. But everyone is not our neighbor. That, to me, what that does is belittle the terminology of neighbor. I mean, it's just like well, if everybody's a neighbor, well, hey, all people, we're just people. No one's any different than anybody else. But no, a neighbor is people we come in contact with, or we have opportunity to help in some way. It's not somewhere we can imagine somewhere else. I mean, we can walk right by people right where we're at, and we're sending money off overseas somewhere, and I'm not against that. I am against withholding money here, though, from churches as a general rule. And this is something I've noticed for many, many years. Now, my wife and I spent 3.5 years in Romania recently. I was thankful and grateful for every penny we got, believe me, while we were there. But I also lamented for many years before that, as I did ministry here at home, how difficult it was to get churches involved in supporting ministry here in our own country. And we ignore that, and we send it over there. Now, we should do both. That's the thing. It shouldn't be, well, we don't send it there, we'll put it here. No, we need to split it up and do both, to share it out. And I think that's the intention that God had for the early church when he said, start in Judea, and then, go on out from there. The other places, but he never said, well, stop here, when you finish up here, because you don't finish up. The job is never finished. But at any rate, listen, these people are so, I don't know how to put it, they need to go get an education in the Bible. They need to go to a seminary or a Bible college or something, or at least read the whole Bible to get a clue to who Jesus really, really is before they started publishing things like this and blasting it all over social media, trying to tell us what Jesus is like when they don't have a clue, it don't seem like. Jesus was human like us. Well, he was fully human and fully God. Oh, and maybe you've been having a blast lately and wondered if you'd have to give up fun to follow Jesus. Hint, Jesus loved a good party. Oh, no, you don't have to give up all your fun. You don't have to give up. The implication here is almost like, oh, don't worry about your sin. Yeah, just go ahead and have fun, enjoy life, and go about, have a great time. But, just kind of follow Jesus' teaching at the same time. But Jesus loved to party, though. Don't give up your parties. This is just nonsense. It's I guess childish in a way. It's so elementary. I don't know. But anyway, enough of that. I just want to make you aware of who these people are, and where they come from. And they say they're wanting to reintroduce people to the Jesus of the Bible. Well, hey, why don't you get in the Bible and read for yourself instead of taking their word for it, since they don't seem to know themselves. Dale Little, Rescue American Ministries.